Pete Buttigieg thinks the poor and the rural parts of the country, the rural parts, what did he say? Because they drive the longest distances. So they use the most gas. They need electric vehicles. Do you know what they drive in rural parts of America? They drive this thing typically referred to as a truck, not a Tesla. And that truck, well, they've got a Ford F-150 now that's electric. But in rural parts of the country, they drive big trucks. They're not driving the Ford F-150. Maybe if it's got four-wheel drive and it's their family vehicle, but otherwise they got an F-250. They've got a dual cab Chevy Silverado. They got a big truck, not a small truck, because they got to pull equipment behind it. The batteries don't keep their charge. They just don't. Whether you're talking about Tesla or any other electric vehicle out there, they don't keep their charge. In fact, if you look at the fine print for this new electric Ford F-150, it's going to do the same thing. Now, the left wants you to know that they're going to be able to build these high-speed supercharging stations all over the country with the infrastructure bill, except they're not. The New York Times has a story out today. Now that they've passed the bill, the New York Times finally decided to look at it. And guess what? No one's going to be able to build anything as quick as the Biden administration has claimed because of environmental regulations and zoning laws and local access laws and local environmental impact studies and the like. They're just not going to be able to. Gas is here for a while. And what the Biden administration strategically is trying to do is let gas prices get really high to incentivize people transitioning over to electric cars. But there are a lot of people in this country who need electric vehicles that do not exist. And that's what the Biden administration doesn't understand. That's what Pete Buttigieg does not understand. There is no F-250 pickup truck that can haul a bass boat that is electric. There is no Yukon Denali that's going to hold 7 or 8 people and a bunch of cargo, or a Suburban for that matter, with a load of family goods on their way to Christmas vacation. That vehicle does not exist, and it is not coming anytime soon in a way that is economically feasible or affordable for your average American. What's here in the here and now are gas-powered vehicles and the means in which to harvest the gas, get it out of the ground in raw oil, refine it, turn it into gasoline, and fill up our cars and go. It's very convenient, it's very quick, and generally speaking, it's not that expensive except for the Biden administration willfully making it expensive. The answer here is not buy more electric vehicles. They simply do not exist. And Buttigieg seems to think that if we subsidize the market, the median price of an electric vehicle is $55,000. So we're going to lower it into the upper 30s. That's still an expensive vehicle for a lot of people. The poor are not going to buy the electric vehicle. The fact that Pete Buttigieg seems to think they will suggests that Pete Buttigieg does not know a poor person. And he does not know a farmer. He's the head of the transportation department and clearly has not met a farmer. Where are the battery-powered tractors and harvesters? Where are the battery-powered heavy-duty work trucks? They don't exist, and they're not coming anytime soon. So you've driven up the prices on these people, and then you're willfully denying that you're intentionally raising the price on them, and then you're telling them to buy something that doesn't meet their needs. When something meets their needs, maybe they will convert. But I got to tell you, I know a lot of people who have Teslas. My buddy Clark Howard loves his Tesla. I kind of think they're overrated. The fact of the matter is you have something that goes wrong with your Tesla. It can take a while to get things fixed. Now, they've improved that over time, but it's still not great. And there is the risk of battery fires. No one wants to talk about this. Up in, I think it was Alpharetta or Marietta, Georgia, a couple of weeks ago, a Tesla caught on fire. The battery pack caught on fire. The firefighters had to come up with a way to jack the car on its side to get up underneath it to spray chemicals to put out the fire. But nobody wants to talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about those things. If you talk about those things, it's like you're a vaccine skeptic or a virus skeptic if you're skeptical of electric cars. All it is the truth. There are still problems. And government subsidies for poor people to still not be able to buy one, or a farmer to still not be able to buy one, isn't going to solve those problems. And the government, under the Biden administration, thinks let's just raise prices on everything, and that'll force the conversion. You can't force people to convert to something that does not exist. That fundamentally is the problem. None of these things exist that they think you should be converted to. For Pete Buttigieg to come out and say that is tone deafness. It is Marie Antoinette level tone deafness. And yet he is the transportation secretary. He has a kindergarten understanding of transportation in this country. That's why you don't put a mayor in charge of major aspects of the American government, when he has no experience whatsoever. And that's why there continue to be attacks on Kamala Harris coming out to distract from how out of his league Pete Buttigieg actually is.